Hey friends, it's Coach Roger, your Live Younger Longer health coach. Hope you're doing well. Excited to be back with you today and really welcome everyone that's coming back. And for newcomers, I'm really glad you're here. This is National Heart Health Month, and if you know my story, the ones that have been here before know my story. I suffered a heart attack 18 years ago, and I'm proud to be here helping you maybe avoid that health wake-up call. So for newcomers, you want to know more about me and about my story? Well, click on the QR code and check out my video in there. And also the reason I'm a health coach is I learned by accident the wonderfulness of plant powders by the Juice Plus company from a stranger on the airplane 18 years ago when I had that heart attack. So let's get started. The title of today's message is Myth Busting. Are you really eating healthy? Are you? Are you over 40? Well, what we're going to talk about today is stop believing these nutrition myths. 10 of these nutrition myths that I dug out from Mayo Clinic. But before we get started, here are some truths you need to know, both men and women. It's really crazy, but the number one killer in America and worldwide is heart disease. And I know in America, it was that way 40 years ago as well. Something for you ladies, the ladies that are on here, pay a serious attention to this. More ladies have heart attacks and die than men. And their symptoms are quite often worse. And they have more complications than men do. So ladies, let's pay attention to this as well. Because this is National Heart Health Month. And that's what I'm all about this month. That's what we're talking about. There's so much noise on the internet and talk. You can't miss it. Go on this low carb diet, carnivore diet, low fat diet, high protein diet, supplements, superfoods, on and on and on and on. So what's true? Well, last week we talked about the number one prevention for cardiovascular disease is exercise. This week we're going to tackle another piece of the lean equation, and that's nutrition. And we're going to look at 10 common myths, and we're going to bust them because they aren't true. And there's so much stuff out there. You really have to stay on top of it. So why? Why is heart disease still the number one killer? Well, I'm convinced it's because it's very profitable. It's very profitable to treat someone. I know after my heart attack, which I didn't know, if you remember, I had no idea I had a problem. And on top of that mountain, the altitude got me. And the Widowmaker that was 80% blocked almost put me down. But thankfully, the ski patrol got me stabilized. I got a couple stents, and everything worked out. But bang, there I was that was a Saturday morning, and when I got home the next Saturday, I had the biggest of all chronic diseases. But I was healthy. There's nothing wrong with me. So stay with me. And I am on some medicines because as a senior citizen, I fit the mold of taking several prescriptions, but I also take some supplements that are very worthwhile. Across the globe, there are 6 blue zones, places where people routinely live past 100, and we see the same pattern in all of them. One thing I noticed on those 6 blue zones, and here's the map. One of them is actually in California. It's in Loma Linda, California. It's out in Orange County. But these are the things that are common between them all. They have daily natural movement, and they eat mostly a plant-based diet. They have strong family and social connection. They have a purpose and they have faith. And the secret is they eat real food and not too much. And that is the secret diet. Yes, that is the secret diet. Eat real food, not too much, mostly plant-based. As today's title indicates, we're going to break down 10 nutritional myths and show how to start attacking the root cause of heart disease. I found these 10 myths in the Mayo in a printout from the Mayo Clinic on the internet, just like everybody else. I go to the internet too, as well as reading about what is right and what is true and what isn't true. So this is a list from the Mayo Clinic. It just popped right up. And there were several of them that I looked at as well. And it's all pretty much the same. And it all follows what was in the blue zones about eating real food, exercise, community, good attitude. The core of what Coach Roger and Live Younger, Longer Health Coach is all about. Living lean, lifestyle, exercise, attitude, and nutrition. So let's go with these 10. It's going to take a little bit. Eating healthy is too expensive. Well, that's just an excuse. That is just an excuse because you got to buy food. So why don't you buy good food? And if you get good food, you're probably going to eat less of it because it keeps you satiated better. Plan ahead. Make sure you get a grocery list before you go to the store. Shop seasonally for fruits and vegetables that are in season. Stock up on staples, such as brown rice, whole wheat pasta, dried beans, lentils, when on sale. Consider purchasing frozen or canned fruits and vegetables as an alternative to fresh products. There's lots of ways to do it. And eating a little bit, maybe spending a little bit more money on what you eat is a heck of a lot cheaper than going to the doctor. Everyone should follow myth number 2. Everyone should follow the gluten-free diet. Well, that's false. Gluten is there naturally, and I make sourdough bread, and I know sourdough bread is good for you, but it's full of gluten. And I've even seen people with a gluten intolerance that sourdough bread is good for them. The only way you must eat gluten-free is if you are allergic to it and you have celiac disease. But here again, your doctor is going to tell you that. It's just not an across-the-board fact. This is something that I'm guilty of being one of those who go, oh, I'm going to use unrefined sugar, a little bit of honey or maple syrup or what have you. But sugar is sugar, whether it's that or white table sugar. Now, white table sugar being refined is probably not as healthy, but sugar is sugar. And our bodies do need glucose, because what happens when you eat a piece of bread, that carb, what happens to that? It gets turned into glucose. Your brain needs it, okay? Full fat products equal weight gain. Oh, let's see what they say here. The fat-free and low-fat diets trend is a thing of the past. That's in the 80s and 90s. We're already into past a quarter century in the 2000s. Yet some people believe that. But I think the thing I know, when I was a contractor, I ate a lot of quarter pounders of cheese, French fries, and a Diet Coke. My wife drank Tab years ago. And the stuff they put in that, we didn't know about, but it's bad stuff for you. And people that are constantly drinking low fat this, low fat that, and no sugar deals are actually probably doing more harm to their body than if they weren't. Number 5 is avoid carbs if you want to lose weight. The low carb fat that continues to make an appearance over the years, it gives carbohydrates, fruits, and whole grains bad name. Individuals who followed the diet had success with weight loss, but anytime anyone eliminates highly processed carbohydrate foods, such as chips, cookies, white bread, and potatoes smothered in butter and gravy, they're going to lose weight. So it just isn't a fact. You got to eat real food. What is real food? It doesn't come in a box. And you need, if you aren't already reading labels, you need to read labels. And when it has 10 or more ingredients, you want to consider putting it back on the shelf. The other number 6 on the Mythbusters is a detox diet will clean toxins out of the body. There's little evidence that dietary cleanses do any of the things they promise. The fact is, you don't need to purchase a product or to cleanse your body. Your liver, kidneys, and gastrointestinal tract do a good job of detoxing it every day. If you're looking to rejuvenate your body, focus on eating more whole foods. Drinking water, removing highly processed foods from your diet. Number 7, you shouldn't eat anything after 7 p.m. Oh, how much do we hear that bantered around? It's a myth. While late night snacking can lead to weight gain or prevent weight loss, it's not because of the time on the clock. Instead, it's about why you're eating. It's common to reach for food for reasons other than physical hunger. Whether it's a habit or boredom or craving. Yeah. All right. Number 8, certain foods such as grapefruit, cayenne pepper, or vinegar burn fat. Sorry, folks. No foods burn fat. Make you lose weight more quickly or increase your metabolism enough to have an effect on weight loss. Diets that focus on single foods, like those mentioned above, are restrictive and lack nutrients the body needs. They're also unsustainable. And any weight loss that may occur is a result of calorie restriction and likely will come back once you discontinue. That is fact. All right. Myth number 9. The best way to decrease sodium intake is to stop using table salt. Well, in the 2020-2025 dietary guidelines for the Americans recommended having no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. The average American consumes 3,400 milligrams of sodium per day. The problem isn't as easy as taking the salt shaker off the table. Much of the excess sodium that Americans consume from their diet comes from the salts added to processed, ready-to-eat foods and restaurant meals. Limit the processed foods and enjoy more fresh, home-cooked meals. And you want to save money? Eat at home, and you will appreciate it. And finally, number 10, low-fat or fat-free products are healthier choices. They really aren't. And we've been duped by that. Oh, I've been duped by these same things that maybe you've been duped by. But many products labeled low-fat or fat-free contain added sugars or sodium to help make up for the loss of flavor when removing or reducing fat. In addition, fat helps with satiety, being satisfied with your meal, making you feel fuller longer. Choosing a fat-free product to reduce calories can backfire, as you may find yourself snacking soon after. That is something I learned about eating real food, that a 3-ounce portion of salmon, brown rice, and a vegetable, asparagus, broccoli, something like that, or a salad even, I'll be satiated all night. It really is something. It is something. So, folks, hopefully you're paying attention to this, and the message is that you got to sort through all the noise that's out there. And the truth is the secret diet. And again, to go back to that, the secret diet is eat real food, not too much, and mostly plant-based. Not because you don't have to become a vegetarian or vegan, but more plants are a benefit to you all throughout your entire system. So hopefully you've liked this. I'd really love for you to comment low fat in the comment section, or click on like and leave a comment. Let's get together. I'm here as a coach. The best in the world have a coach. Don't you deserve one too? So please subscribe, leave a comment, let's talk, and come back next week as we look at some more things such as supplements. Yes, such as supplements and other nutritional things. So thank you for being here. I really do. And remember, as Hippocrates said in the 4th century BC, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. Thanks again. Don't forget to comment one thing, or comment let's talk. Click on like, and let's have a conversation. I want to help you avoid that health wake-up call. Thanks. God bless. See you next week.